Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today we've got two big games coming up in the Championship against Nottingham Forest and Preston North End. They're going to be some really exciting games. First of all, I do apologise for no video on Friday. I got home from work, ready to record, and then basically loads of garden furniture had been delivered and I had the task of putting it all together. So by the time I'd done all that, then I had to go out for tea. There was no time to make a video for Friday. So I do apologise for that, but we'll get back to the usual schedule this week. So I hope you didn't miss me too much over the weekend, but we're back now, so it's okay. It has been worth the wait, though. If we look at how we've played in between episodes, we've been pretty much phenomenal. You were last here then for the 4-1 loss to Manchester United before we beat Birmingham 2-0 in the Championship. Since then, we have played 6 games, won 4, drawn 1, lost 1. It's been a pretty good run of form. We started off against Bristol City, a 4-2 win there. We were 3-0 up until they pulled 2 back and I was getting a bit nervous, but then Jason Rendell scored his second of the game in the 86th minute to secure the 3 points there, which was really, really good stuff. We then went away to Derby County and Gary Langley and Theo Taverny scoring goals near the start and near the end of the game to make sure we won that 1-2-1. So another big 3 points in the bag there. We then drew 2-2 to Newcastle United. Jason Rendell and Stan Porter grabbing the goals. They scored a penalty in the 90th minute, which was really, really frustrating. But sometimes these things just happen. So we've got to get over it. And we did get over it with a 4-1 win over Notts County. They scored in the 92nd minute after we scored in the 91st minute. But by that point, we'd already been 3-0 up anyway. So that was already a secure victory for us against not a great county side, I've got to say. I'll be surprised if they stay up this season. They're currently 23rd. I don't think they're going to be staying up, unfortunately. After that, though, we played another local rival, Hull. We beat them 1-0 with Lee Phillip scoring the goal in the 57th minute. I think that was his 15th goal of the season, or 15th league goal of the season. It was a really good performance from him. He's played very well this season so far. And then last time out, unfortunately, the winning streak came to an end as we lost 1-0 to Charlton Athletic. But it's been really good and it reflects in the table. We are exactly halfway through the season on 23 games, but we've got 43 points, 1 point behind Huddersfield, 3 points behind Leeds United. So it's looking pretty strong. Lee Phillip still joint top scorer in the league with 13 league goals. He's got 15 overall, but 13 league goals. And as we are halfway through the season, if we have the same half of the season that we did in the first half of the season for the second half of the season, we'll end up on 86 points. And 86 points in all but one season has been enough to get playoffs. Last season, that would have been comfortable playoffs in third place. Season before that, was playoffs. I think it was only let's have a look which season it was. Only the 25-26 season when Lincoln City came 7th in the Championship. That would be the only season that we wouldn't get playoffs if we got 83 points because Leeds got 84 points in that final playoff spot. So it bodes well for the future, but only if we can have the same second half of the season as we did the first half of the season. We have to perform just as well. Forest are a decent side. They're currently 7th. They're looking for a playoff place, so it's going to be a very, very tough game. Preston, on the other hand, are down in 13th, so they're still a pretty decent side. Charlton are 12th, and they beat us, so Preston could do it as well. It's going to be a tough episode, but if we get the wins today, we are looking even more likely to get playoffs. So this is the lineup going into today's game. It's barely changed. In fact, we've changed it once or twice in between episodes, but I've not really seen a need to because we keep winning games and things like that. As a result, we've got a lot of players here with not a lot of match sharpness, which is a bit of an error on my part, but you know, when everyone's playing well and winning games, there's no point changing the lineup really. So McClement stays in goal with that backline of Fletcher, Young, Taverny and Watts. Donker in the CDM with Porter and Burton just ahead of him. Rendell on the left, Langley on the right, and Lee Phillip leads the line, obviously, with his 15 goals in all competitions and his 13 in the league. Hopefully he'll extend that today and make himself the undisputed top scorer in the Championship. Right then, kickoff is upon us here today. We're the home side today. We played Forest on the first day of the season at their place. We went 2-0 up actually before they clawed it back to 2-2 in the second half, so hopefully we go one better today and beat them. Beating them today, of course, would also potentially put us into those automatic places as well, which is really exciting. I still can't quite believe we're doing so well this season. Like I thought last season was a bit of a jinx, but this season we just seem to be continuing, which is really good stuff. And Rendell on the edge of the area, who's played very well in between episodes, scoring a bunch of goals, nearly grabs another one with his shot just wide of the mark. We've got a throw in though straight after that, and it's played across to Watts, who's got a lot of space to find Burton, who puts it out to Langley, who cuts inside, back to Stan Porter, and it was almost a replica of the shot we just saw from Langley, or Rendell before that, sorry, putting it just wide of the post. We are unrelenting though, we are coming forward once again. Rendell getting past his man this time, cutting inside the box, puts it into Lee Phillip, and he puts it just wide of the other post this time. Can you believe how close we've come 3 times in the first 20 minutes. We could easily be 3-0 up in this game, but we haven't taken it. And Forest, are they going to take their opportunity now as they get the ball on the edge of the area, or are we going to tackle them? Doesn't look like it, as Forest still in possession, going backwards, but still in possession. If they score a goal here, I'll be very cross that they've taken the lead. They've grabbed a penalty. Watts tripped him, I think it said there in the end, in the bottom. So we've now got a chance to save it. Come on, McClement. You can save it. He goes the wrong way. And we're 1-0 down, and we should be 3-1 up. It's ridiculous. So I'm currently recording this on a Saturday. It's absolutely sweltering hot. I'm sweating so much. You might even be able to see it on the camera, like how much I'm sweating. It is ridiculous, especially because my room's at the front of the house, and it's west facing, so the sun sets in the west, so it just shines my room all afternoon. It just gets so hot in my room, which is really frustrating. But I also suffer from massive hay fever, so I can't really have the windows open, otherwise I just can't. My eyes are quite bloodshot at the moment as well, and it's even more bloodshot now with the tears that are going to be streaming down my face as Forest go 2-0 up in today's game, which is ridiculous. But my eyes get really bad with hay fever, my nose is really bad with hay fever. You might be able to hear it in my voice and throat as well. So I've got a fan, but I can't have that on, obviously, while I record. Otherwise, all you hear is the fan. So right now, I'm just absolutely sweating my buckets right now. So it's not the most comfortable, and it's not made any more comfortable by the fact that Forest are 2-0 up and potentially 3-0 up as they put their free kick wide. Very frustrating this, actually, on the grounds that we were so good to start off today's game, and it's not quite really worked out in our favour now, has it? As we still are the better side on paper in terms of stats and things like that, but Forest have just had the better finishing today. Now, we were 2-0 up at their place, and then they brought it back to 2-2. Hopefully, we can do the same. But as the clock ticks down, Pardo's going to come on, and Turiac's going to come on for Fletcher. I don't really think that there's going to be much they can do to change the game. And I don't think, even though we're on attacking, let's go very attacking, let's go get creative as well out there. With 15 minutes to go, we're just not going to do it, I don't think. Which is so frustrating because we have been the better side here today. We saw us miss 3 really golden opportunities as well, which is even more frustrating. And now Forest putting the ball forward, just goes straight through to McClement. We've got 8 minutes plus a bit of added time to grab 2 goals. I'd take a draw at this stage, definitely. As McClement, I don't know why he was wasting his time waiting for their player to run to pick the ball up. Should have done something a bit quicker with it. As Rendell now coming forward, plays it out to Turiac. Turiac back to Rendell, back to Porter. Burton in the middle, which is looking a bit of promise now. Langley in behind the defence, shot blocked. And that was the highlight. Come on, I wanted a bit more than that. And now Forest, all of a sudden, are teaming forward with players. Watts clears, but only as far as their winger. It's a corner. And this worries me because it doesn't usually build up to a corner, which makes me think they're going to score from it. So the ball's put in, cleared, but only as far as their number 14, who still is on possession. And it's gone out for another corner. What is going on here? I'm making me a bit nervous. And I can't tell if it's nervous sweat or just because I'm really hot. It's one of the two. Ball in, cleared. Are we going to get there first? We're not going to get there first. We need to... Langley gets the tackling, and that's the end of the highlight. Okay, what was that highlight even for? That's what I want to know. Is Turiac now, really, we need to step the pressure up as Porter, Donker to Burton. Burton now, his pass was rubbish, and Forest are coming on the counter-attack. And it's probably going to be 3 as they've got 5 men across. And McClement is forced to make a superb save to limit the damage. And unfortunately, that's going to be that. As the game comes to its close and we haven't been able to grab a goal today. Despite, well, quite frankly, it says we've only had 1 clear-cut chance. But I reckon we've had 3 massive chances to score, which we should have scored. And that would have won us the game. But unfortunately, none of them put in the back of the net. Forest, all they have to do now is just clear the ball, hoof it up. The referee will blow his whistle, as he does now, and that's full time. So not a massive wait for the Preston North End game. That's on it's Boxing Day again. It's come around pretty quickly once again. So Boxing Day is where we're going to play Preston, and then it's the new Bank Holiday Monday, or no, Bank Holiday Sunday. Either way, we play QPR a day after that, or 2 days after that, and then obviously there's a game on New Year's Day as well. So a very busy period of fixtures coming up with a couple of games or a few games within a week, so that's pretty hectic. No, this is a worry. Turiac, he wants to discuss his increasing desire for a new challenge as he feels he's achieved everything he can with Lincoln United. What? No, you haven't. We've still got the Premier League to go, Turiac. You can't leave yet. Let's discuss the issue with him then. Right. I mean, we could say, I don't want to stand in any way to keep him happy, But... right. What do we say? Okay, I'm going to say you're a very influential player in the dressing room. That kind of impact is something I can't afford to lose. Right. Let's say that. And he's flattered, and this is why I love Turiac. He just respects whatever I say. He's flattered by that, and he's going to stay at the club. He doesn't care. I love it. Thank you, Turiac. We had an issue with him a couple of episodes ago where he said something similar. And again, we don't want to talk to him, and he just immediately dropped it. That's why I love Turiac. We've got a good understanding, a good mutual respect, me and Turiac, and we're going to stay together forever. I've already carved our names, actually. I've already carved our names into a tree outside my house. Just, everyone knows that we're together sort of thing. Oh, I'm so sticky. It's just so hot. It's worse as well because I feel really sticky, and that's the worst. When you feel sticky and your hands are all clammy and stuff like that, it's horrible. I hate it. What I don't hate, though, is this team. And although they've lost 2 games on the bounce now, I'm not going to change anything because I've got trust in them to turn it around. I will make one change. Prince is coming on for Watts because Watts gave away a penalty last game, and to be fair, we've probably put a bit too much trust into Watts recently. We'll give Prince another go. But other than that, we're not changing anything because I just don't think the lineup gets any better than what we already have. And I thoroughly believe they can turn things around today against Preston. So we're going to go into the game. Assistant manager, as per usual, will do the team talk because I want to do the team talks, but I just automatically, it's like a reflex memory, just to go to press, handle, assistant, do it. So I have to really concentrate to actually do the team talk myself, but usually he gets it right. Usually there's lots of green anyway, so it's usually okay. Anyway, by looks of things, Cardiff lost their game as well last time out as well, because they're still only 3 points ahead of us. Huddersfield are 2 points ahead of us now. They overtook us, but they're still not very far away. Leeds look like they won their game, so they are 6 points or 5 points ahead of us right now as things stand, because we're playing their game, but Leeds aren't playing their game. But it's still looking pretty comfortable out there. I'm pretty happy with our position still, and as long as we can sort of keep the momentum going, start to build the gap away from Norwich and Sunderland and Forest, I think we'll be okay. This game so far, though, has been thoroughly unentertaining, as the first highlight of the game comes in the 38th minute, and it's coming towards Preston, although we've cleared it, but not very well. So Preston can come right back at us now, as Quirk on the ball into Wills, shoots but puts it wide, and if that's the best chance of the game so far, it must be a rubbish game. Right, okay, half-time's come round very quickly with only the one highlight. I'm going to remember to do it this time. I've told them that I'm not happy with their performance. Who's this here? Ross Burton looks demotivated. Well, you've played the worst, actually, lad. So let's have a chat with you. But let's go passionate with him, all right? There's a lot more to come from you. Now he seems motivated. That's what I want to see. I was about to go mental at him, but no. You've got to be nice to these players. You've got to treat them with respect. If he reacts to a bit of passion, then I'll show him a bit of passion. So hopefully in the second half, we are going to do well. We're going to say get creative out there. I want us to create some new opportunities. I want us to be a bit different, a bit of individuality out there. That might spark the goal. Because again, we are the better side as Rendell puts it in towards Philip, hits the crossbar, and that is the closest we've come to scoring in today's episode. I've got to say, hitting it off the crossbar there, which was very unlucky. The highlight is continuing, is it? As Young on the ball right now plays it into Theo Taverny. And we're starting to bring it forward through the centre of the pitch now. The midfield sort of passing it between themselves, looking for options. Langley is wide open there, giving him so much space to put the ball across to Rendell. He can put it back across, cleared only as far as Willis though. And is it going to be Preston now with a chance to come forward as they've got 2 Willises, or is one of Wills? And they've hit the post at the other end of the pitch. That was an exciting 2 minutes, that was. They have got 2 Willises. One's got 2 L's though, and one's only got the 1 L in his surname. So that's why it's a bit confusing with the 2 Willis at Preston North End. But I'm not quite sure why there's a difference in the spelling. But, I mean, that's not for me to speculate. I'm trying to focus on the game instead as, the shot from distance just goes wide as well. Is anyone actually going to score today? We need to push forward a bit more. Donker is going to come off. We're going to bring Pardo on instead. He's going to be our attacking advance forward rather. No, not a target man. What are we on about there? Advance forward on attack. Lee Phillip can be the false 9 instead. We'll make him a false 9 today instead. Porter's looking tired, so we're going to bring on Ron Odling in that deep lying playmaker position. We'll swap him and Burton over though, because I think they sort of prefer those roles a little bit better. So we'll do that. They're the 2 changes that we'll make with 20 minutes to go. Let's go on to attacking as well, although they've hit the post again. We've been very, very fortunate not to concede a goal as well in that instance. 3 times the ball has hit the post in today's game, and Langley putting the cross in. It looked dangerous, but only cleared as far as Odling, who's come on the pitch. Prince back to Langley. Langley forward. He's tackled, and I don't think we're going to be scoring a goal from this highlight. As Preston coming forward again with end-to-end stuff in the second half. The first half was atrocious. This second half is so much more exciting. Cross in. They've gone and done it. You hate to see that. To be fair, that's a great ping across to Willis with 1L, who pings it across with his left foot to Willis with 2Ls, who heads it in the back of the net. And the Willises combining there. Must be some sort of telepathic connection they've got, because that was pretty pin perfect accuracy. And now we are behind once again, all of a sudden. And after having such a good winning streak and then losing one, what is this about? I'm not pleased. We've not managed to score a goal in today's episode, which is really atrocious. Maybe it's just because I've not rotated the team for quite a while. Maybe that's something to do with it, but I don't understand why a team would just go from playing really well to suddenly playing really badly, as we've conceded a second goal and we've lost both games today 2-0. We somehow stay 4th in the table as things stand, but it's been a detrimental episode to our hopes of playoffs, because we have to keep the form going. We can't be losing games. We have to be picking up a point in at least every game, and at the moment we're not doing that, which is an issue. 3 games in a row we've lost now, 2 of which is on camera, which is quite bad. We need to do some serious sorting out before January comes around. Then, of course, we've got the transfer window, where hopefully we're going to be signing a few more players. As fingers crossed we get a few deals across the line. But it's really not great, is it? What I think we do is I think we come back after January. That gives us enough time to get these games out the way. We get a good chunk of fixtures out the way, and then we can review any transfers that do get made before we play Crystal Palace and Fulham, 2 former Premier League sides. So that's going to be both away from home, so big stadiums as well. So that's going to be quite exciting. So join me tomorrow for these 2 fixtures, which is going to be pretty decent. Should also probably mention, in between episodes, I listen to a lot of podcasts just to sort of tick things over a little bit. And I found one recently called the Unofficial Controller Podcast, which is really good. If you watched yesterday's experiment, you'll already heard this, but I've been listening to it and I think it's really, really good. And they've recently put all their stuff on YouTube, which you should check out. I'll leave a link in the top of the screen right now for you to go and check them out. It's probably my favourite podcast at the moment. So if you're looking for something to listen to while you play Football Manager, I recommend this. They're just a podcast about video games, a wide range of video games as well. It's introduced me to a lot of new games as well that I want to start playing. So if you're looking for something to listen to, I recommend this. And if you do go and watch it or listen to it, leave a comment saying something like TomFM sent me or something like that. That'd be cool. Either way, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please do drop a like on the video for me. I'd really appreciate that. And if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe, because it'd be great to have you on board. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.